Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to Thursday, April 10's recap of The Young and the Restless, Martin Laurent will be taken into custody following the confession trap set by Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman. Ashley Abbott has demanded that Martin cut the crap and come open about taking over his brother's life, but Martin will continue to act like Alan Laurent at the GCAC. Martin will almost be attacked by Jack Abbott, but Chance Chancellor will stop him. Martin will play the victim and accompany Chance to clear his name, despite Tracy Abbott's pressure to verify his identification. Alan will pretend that Chance would have charged him by now if he had anything in the GCPD interrogation room. Chance will wait for evidence to support his suspicion that the fingerprints from the farmhouse match. Sharon and Phyllis will arrive to confront Alan together once they receive information about him being at the station. After all the terror they experienced throughout the kidnapping experiment, Phyllis and Sharon will insist for an explanation. Phyllis will offer Alan a bottle of water at one point in Thursday's YNR episode, unless he is afraid to drink it. Alan will finally lose it and yell, "Enough," as Phyllis teases him over his loss. But Alan will settle down a little and pretend that he's simply annoyed by all the charges. Sharon will question whether Martin was attempting to accomplish the same thing with them once Alan begins to describe Martin as a genius who helped Ashley make her breakthrough. Phyllis and Sharon will say that their hatred for one another has increased in order to irritate Martin. In order to convince Martin that his experiment was a complete failure, Sharon would begin to argue in front of him. Martin will become agitated as they intended, but he will believe that Sharon and Phyllis are staging it to deceive him. In the end, Martin will make it apparent that he is the successful brother and begin to rage about Alan not being worthy of the ink on his diploma. Martin won't consider that to be a crime because he will continue to believe that he assisted Phyllis and Sharon. Chance will disagree, of course. Chance will put Martin under arrest and handcuff him when Phyllis and Sharon make fun of him for being a lab rat in a jail cell. Tracy will accuse herself of causing all the mayhem Martin caused at the GCAC, but Jack and Ashley will reassure her greatly. Tracy will take off her engagement ring after taking a time to herself. Phyllis and Sharon would later inform Tracy of Martin's arrest. Sharon will reassure Tracy that it's all over because Martin's confession was the result of his own ego, which ultimately brought him to ruin. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Tracy, Sharon, and Phyllis will need some time to recover, but at least they can finally begin making real progress in that direction. Please make CDL your go-to source for Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. According to spoilers for the week of April 14th to 18th on The Young and the Restless, Claire Newman foresees calamity and Kyle Abbott's demise is imminent. Here's what YNR fans may anticipate since Sally Spectra will also be in a difficult situation. To begin, Victor Newman will proceed with a significant conspiracy against Kyle and hope that it concludes with a breakup with Claire. Dismantling Kyle's world and ending his relationship with Claire as quickly as possible will be the aim. We'll see if Audra Charles is willing to help out, as Victor obviously hopes she will be a part of his next plan. Audra has her ideal job, but working with Victor may be dangerous, especially because Nate Hastings wouldn't be pleased with the news. Claire, on the other hand, will become more and more worried about the secrets that Victor and Kyle may be hiding from her. Claire will undoubtedly be caught in the thick of Victor's argument with Kyle and Jack Abbott in the upcoming episodes. The fact that Jack and Kyle intend to use Victor's own spies against him at Jabot will undoubtedly intensify the conflict. Stay in for updates on all the low blows and intense confrontations as the Abbott-Newman dispute soon reaches new heights. She will make predictions about the future and attempt to reconcile her actual love for Kyle with Summer Newman. Summer may become even more envious and believe that she must try to get back together with Kyle, even if it means crushing Claire's heart. Talking about crushed hearts, Tracy Abbott will find it difficult to move on from all of her Alan Laurent alias Martin Laurent destruction. Thankfully, Tracy will have lots of support from her family. Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers can hopefully concentrate on finding closure and a route to genuine healing in the wake of the Martin revelation and kidnapper confirmation. Sally will next have to cope with her mounting worries regarding Billy Abbott's association with Aristotle Dumas and the mayhem he might be enmeshed in. To what extent will Sally go to keep Billy safe and avert catastrophe? Sally doesn't want to go too far, but she also doesn't want Billy to end up with someone he can't trust. As all of the Aristotle drama intensifies, that will put Sally in a difficult situation. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, the week of April 14th to 18th will be quite exciting, so check in. According to teasers on The Young and the Restless, 3 GC hearts are on the verge of collapsing, and we know just who will require the tissues. These 3 protagonists' romantic lives are going to take a dramatic turn. 1. Newman. Claire Newman is going to find out if she has what it takes to play in the major leagues after deciding to do so. The reason for this is that Audra Charles might try to expose Claire at Victor Newman's request. Claire is currently attracted to Kyle Abbott, but can she defeat the devil Audra? Most likely not. Unless she's already filled and ready to go with the vodka for. Given Kyle's infidelity and Victor's sabotage, it appears that Claire may experience heartbreak twice. Summer Newman has a role to play in Claire's journey as well, and we think she will play it with passion. 2. Abbott. Tracy. After falling for Alan Laurent, who is actually Martin Laurent, Tracy Abbott is headed straight to hell. Mean. Tracy will be devastated upon learning of Martin's nasty nature. In addition to being an evil monster, he treated her like a sophisticated Stradivarius. Accepting that her ideal spouse and marriage are the stuff of her dreams would make her feel both ashamed and devastated. 3. Hastings. Nate. Is Nate Hastings in danger of losing his heart? Audra is keen to get a job and a place in corporate world again, but he won't condone her relationship with Victor. Not only is Victor an intruder, but Holden Novak is also lingering past his expiration date. We believe that flirtatious Holden and Audra might go too far, which indicates that Audra is putting in extra effort as a manager. Exciting spoilers for The Young and the Restless hint that there will be romantic turns for a number of characters, and you won't want to miss a second of the intense action. Fans of The Young and the Restless are quite angry about Tracy Abbott's heart being torn out once more, according to spoilers for the show. But there might be a bright side to the Martin Laurent tale. Martin's impersonation of Alan Laurent is already suspected by fans. Taking it a step further, is Alan still alive? Would Tracy's love story still come to pass? Let's discuss the alternatives after you finish reading. Suspect of double kidnapping. Tracy never imagined that the chat she had with Sharon Newman would alter the course of her life. Tracy had been happily engaged to the retired psychologist until that point. Tracy, however, began to make connections after Sharon revealed specifics of the double kidnapping. And the heartbreak of Tracy Abbott. Since then, Tracy has come to believe that Alan is not the man she is going to marry. Ashley Abbott received this recommendation from Jack Abbott. The Chance Chancellor will be obtaining the twins' prints from Paris after Nick Newman brought them up to him. The fact that Tracy is experiencing heartbreak has angered her fans. Seeing her rediscover love after all these years, especially with someone as kind as Alan, was incredibly endearing. Martin Lawrence error. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Martin's impersonation of Alan is a common topic of conversation in Genoa City. That is absolutely accurate, and it appears to be the case. It appears, nevertheless, that people believe Alan is the one who passed away in Paris. But what if it wasn't the case? Despite Alan's story taking a terrible turn, is there a way for Tracy to still have her happily ever after? Did you find Alan Laurent? What if Martin pretended to be dead, as so many soap opera characters have done in the past? What if Alan is still alive and Martin is playing his twin brother? Could it be that Martin has been holding Alan captive for the entire time? Was it why Sharon and Phyllis Summers were the subjects of the experiment? Is he truly concealing that secret? There may be a bright side to all of this, despite the fact that Martin has put Tracy through a lot. Alan might still be alive and just waiting to be saved. It goes without saying that Alan will be traumatized and perhaps even altered by the experience of being a hostage for so many months. Thus, that might provide Tracy and Alan a new storyline.